I'm so excited to have you guys because I've got my girls here. Say what's up.
Hey.
Okay, so I've been doing this thing. You guys know the drill. Put a finger down if becoming, you know what? Yes. Put a finger down if becoming a better friend got harder when you were an adult. Welcome to Becoming with your host, Morgan Tyler. Are you open to new friendships? Are you a no new friends type of girl?
I don't know who came up with that line. It's terrible.
Actually,
I do.
He would be like barely walking to the door like, I'm in the bed.
They get in a relationship and all of a sudden,
I was about to say this morning.
yeah, all of a sudden, all the friends are gone. And then you're like, oh, I don't really need any friends because I got my man. I want to introduce you guys to the people that may not know. If we look alike, it's because we have the same mom and dad. This is my sister, Lex.
Yo.
And then this is Jenny.
Hey, y'all.
Woo! Or you want people to call you Virginia? Like, are y'all friends, Jenny or Virginia?
You right.
Are you friends with them?
No, we friends. Y'all can call me Jenny.
Okay, but seriously, okay, so I wanted to talk with you guys about friendships because I do feel like becoming an adult, all of a sudden friends got harder. Like, and you know, when you're a kid, we all prioritize friends. Like your parents are like taking you on play dates and all that stuff. And now we're moms, so you know how important friends are. But then when we become adults, it's like all of it shifts because we're trying to be like people too.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? Like, what has made it hard for you?
For me, I would say all the things that come with adulthood. So like being a wife, being a mom, and then in this new age, social media.
Yeah.
Like,
Oof.
we were just talking about this the other day, like how even friends can get, annoyed with their friends via social media.
Ew.
So there's just so many added layers to once you're an adult and, you got 50 lamb kids to run around to take care of.
But hold on. I want to go back. If you're getting annoyed with your friend via social media, I feel like, isn't that a red flag?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was my point. The question that I have is it really your friend?
Yeah.
If you have to like mute your friend on social media.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
Because you should be wanting to see like what they're doing, what they're into, supporting them. Like it shouldn't trigger you to see them on social media. And if it does, there's something deeper. 1000%.
What y'all think?
No, actually, yeah. Leave it in the comments
There's
below
something deeper.
if you feel like.
But also, if your friend, like let's say like one of my friends, like I love her, but all she posts is like,
yeah.
No, like I'm not saying like in real life, but like what if all she posts is just stuff that I don't agree with, but I still love her? Like what if
that's not your friend? To me. So I think
if I just don't support what she does on her day to day. But like
I don't know.
But when we together, we good. But I still wouldn't mute her because that's what I'm saying. If you have to mute,
I'm saying.
If you have to mute, like you'll love your friend.
Yeah.
If you have to
I don't know though, because now I do feel like as you become an adult, you're more intentional about the friends that you pick. And the friends that you pick, you have most of the same beliefs. Like, no, you're not the same person and you're not both like same everything. Obviously there's a health in being different, but I feel like if you don't agree with most of the things that the person is doing, are y'all really friends? Like, when you're around them, what's the commonality?
It could not to be like too deep, but it could also be like they might be going through something themselves.
Yeah.
And something that you're doing is triggering them.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I guess if you look at it just a little bit deeper, it could be.
Sometimes people be hating too. Your closest friends be hating on you.
Wow.
They don't want to see you always
win.
happy. You living your life with your babies. Your man love you.
Yeah.
They don't want to see it. They be like, oh,
But then it's like, instead of muting them, wouldn't you just tell them or is that okay?
In a perfect world, you would just communicate.
But then there's offense.
It's just so weird. When friends come to me about social media, I guess I would never go to my friend about social media. So it's just like what, I'm always taken aback a little bit by.
Yeah. Because it's like this, what's real? I think that's what I'm saying is like, if we're talking I would go to my friend and be like, hey, you posted this and that was a little crazy before I mute them.
Yeah.
Because muting is like, it's kind of skipping a step, I would think.
Yeah. I think also like we're in an age where like people need so much validation.
Mm-hmm.
And when friends feel like they're not getting that from you, but they see you giving it in other areas,
Yeah.
they often
Yeah,
feel
that's true.
neglected.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, what about me? What about me?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't invite me there. Oh, you didn't.
Yeah.
I saw you with her, but like, when have we hung out? And it's like, they don't even know that sometimes just that hangout took a year.
Yes.
Like, we've been talking about hanging out for 5 years and we finally got out the chat. You know what I mean? And even just getting to that was a hassle. And I think going back to your question, is having friendships after kids hard? Absolutely. Because a lot of times, like, I want to go places, but just getting set up to do so. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know? Like, or
well, speaking of kids, because I didn't ask that yet, but I was going there. Having friendships and actually adding in motherhood is like a whole nother layer to it. Like, how have you, because here's the other part. Y'all, I don't think that we can use the excuse that we are moms anymore.
Say what?
No, for friends, because I think that there's ways around it. Like, if we're really friends, come over.
No?
You don't want nobody at your house?
I do, but it's not as easy as how you just said it, though. Like, it's just not.
Well, you know this. Come on now.
I think, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I think that after a while, it's kind of like when your man is like, you can't keep saying you tired.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
You got a point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like,
I can.
If your husband is like, how many times you go say you got a headache? How many times you go say you sleepy?
Word.
You get it? So to me, when it comes to...
You just got to roll over.
Roll over?
Do what you do.
Okay. Well, but no. So then that's what I'm saying. So then it's, hey, girl, like I'm doing stuff around my house right now, but I know we haven't had a chance to link. Come by.
Yeah.
I like, especially for people who, I think for both. If it's somebody who doesn't have kids, then it's definitely easier because I feel like their schedule might be a little bit more like, flexible. Mm-hmm. And then if you have kids, then it's like, all right, well, you bring your kids, they can play, and then we sit in the living room and chill.
But then also, everybody kids ain't.
No. That's true. No. Actually, I was going there.
For real. Yeah. Like,
that's actually true.
Also, like, your kids really have to mesh.
Yeah.
And
like, you don't want everybody's kids in your house.
No.
Because then everybody's kids don't know how to act.
Yeah.
No.
Dang. Mm-hmm. Okay. When it comes to friendships, would you say that you have been the reason why a friendship has ended?
No.
Oh. Wow.
No, you think so?
No.
I also don't really have many friendships that end. And the friends that I had when I was younger, all the friends I had before I had kids, we just grew apart because I had kids. It wasn't
it ended.
Yeah, but it wasn't like
it's over.
I did something or they did something.
You just grew apart.
We grew apart. Like, we not out at the club every night. Like, we not doing that.
Actually, I think that means that the friendship ended. Yes, I would say so. Why? Yeah, because you changed. Okay. You guys bonded for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, y'all was outside. Now you're not outside no more.
So I'm the problem.
It's not that you're the problem.
I think you're the reason.
Yeah. Because some people will hold you to that. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
I would say. And I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And I would say sometimes it could be a little bit harder because people do want to hold you to your past.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is that like? Because I feel like you could definitely speak on that.
Yeah. We want to start from the beginning? Your girl was outside every day.
Yeah.
Every day. And so, and all my friends, like, that's what we did. Like, we start day drinking.
Mm-hmm.
We end the night at the club every weekend. Sometimes on the weekday. Sometimes I miss work. We just be like, work's fine. But like, that was like our life. And like, after I had kids, it took me a little bit after I had Coco for that to like settle in, and a couple of arguments between this one and my mom. Constantly saying, girl, get out the club.
Yeah.
Like, you
get
got
out the
kids,
streets.
you got a baby at home. And that took me some time. That also took me time to digest too, that like I can't be out here no more. Which I don't want to. But back then I was what, like 23?
Yeah.
So that, I was still young. And so that was hard. But I feel like people still,
Look at growth.
It's crazy. But I feel like it took a lot of people, not anymore. Nowadays, everyone know where I stand now. But it took a lot of time to like almost repair that reputation that I had, especially out there, because people knew me as, let's go out, let's turn up, let's be lit, where the niggas at. That's what they knew me as. And then it was like, oh no, I got one man, I got 3 kids, we in the house, we're going to the aquarium. And so that was an adjustment. But also, lastly, and I'm gonna be done, but the people who were accepting of that growth and supportive of that growth,
that's when you found out
remained in my life.
Yeah.
And the ones who weren't weeded themselves out. And I'm also a firm believer, even back then, who was for me will be for me, who was not by, and that's okay. So I wasn't trying to be like, oh, can we still be friends? It was like, okay, we're not there anymore.
Yeah.
So it just took time, but I think you have to be accepting that that's going to change for your circle. Like
and I think even aside from motherhood, I think just becoming a new person.
Yeah.
Like you're definitely in a new like phase of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in this time period of your life outside of everything, there is this need for community.
Yeah.
But like a whole different type of community.
Yeah.
Yeah. When she does that, she's like, okay.
That's a whole different,
it's
a whole different episode.
Oh, okay. What about you, Jenny?
I think I've been the reason.
Okay.
But not because I've done anything. I think I'm not a good multitasker, to be honest. So when I did become a mom, no, but I'm like really bad.
Some people are.
Yeah, some people are.
Yeah, some people really are good.
Sometimes I'm good.
Like I feel like I'm not as good as others with like checking on my friends when I'm going through things. Like
I see.
Sometimes my whoa will just take over and I forget about people in my life. So not saying totally forget, like the love is still there, but it's just like I don't have room for nothing else.
Yeah.
So I do think that maybe I have been the cause of some relationships ending.
Yeah. Do you communicate that though? Like to your friends, like you'd be like,
yes,
yo,
totally.
This was a rough season. This is where I'm at. Because then I feel like that's where the relationship comes in, where now they know how to show up for you when you get quiet. Right?
True. But I think some may get tired of that. And I think that just naturally weeds out, certain people.
Yep.
Yeah.
So again, it's not intentional, but it's just life.
Yeah. But also, I'm very okay with like my family comes first.
Yeah.
And if you get that, we good. If you don't get that, I'm very stern on that. My family, like my kids come first. My kids come first.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that I don't care about you, but that just means that when I'm with my kids, my phone normally it's still in my hand, but I'm not trying to have like I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm present with my kids. And I'm not saying all the time, because sometimes it'd be like, take your iPad, like go. But I'm just saying like my kids come first. And I'm not trying to intentionally neglect my friends when I don't respond back immediately or when I respond a week later. Sometimes in my head I responded.
Sometimes never at all.
Never at all. Never at all.
But I've met women who are the same way, and we click.
Yeah,
like it works.
Yeah,
like we just know what time it is. Like,
I think those are the people that you need. And I also have seen so many people are like, I need friends, I want friends, but I don't know how to get them.
Yeah.
What are ways that you would say, like in your adult years, that you are pursuing friendships, are you open to new friendships? Are you a no new friends type of girl?
I don't know who came up with that line.
It's terrible. It's
Actually,
terrible.
I do. But
Wasn't
it's
it Edie?
not.
Sorry.
I don't like the line.
Yeah.
Like, my most favorite friendships are my new friendships.
I agree.
Like, they just make more sense.
Yeah. Because I think that there's an art to that. Not saying that there's anything wrong with the friends that have been down from the very beginning, but as you evolve, as you become, you are literally like becoming a new person.
Yeah.
You're changing, and those aspects in you that are changing need people. Like they need something new that you didn't have before, I would say, right? But how do you go after that? Like, how do you?
For me, there was a point where we had just moved into not this house, but my last house, like into Bird Neck. And there was a point where I felt like I was always whining to Aaron, like, I don't have any friends, or like my friends don't align, and I need more mom friends, but everyone I keep meeting kind of, you know, and weird. Like, you know, and I just didn't have a circle, and he would just be like, you're gonna, like, you'll find friends. Like, it happens. Like, you know, it'll happen. It wasn't until I feel like I started getting into the tennis community where I start meeting more women and making connections like that I've cherished. Like, I cherish so much for this day. Like, my tennis community, like my tennis group, like they've been there for me even through this time I'm going through right now. Like, on my birthday, they took me all out to breakfast, and like, you know, they check on me, and they're very supportive. We do trips together, and like, I didn't have that at first. So I think sometimes finding a hobby.
I was just getting ready to say.
I was going to say.
A woman with a hobby is immediately like, you can kind of count on the fact that they're going to be.
You find community.
A good one.
And then finding people who have the similar interests.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like forced fun. Like, like, hey, we both love sewing. Let's go to this knitting class together. Hey, we both love pottery. Let's, you know.
So I have a question. How do y'all feel? Because before, I feel like when Instagram became, you know, new, I was very against, like, ooh, like, they hanging out, they met on Instagram. Like, I thought that was so weird.
Oh, like a cloud chaser?
No, but just like meeting people on Instagram.
No, because people do that.
People do it.
People do. And I say that because, like, people meet on Instagram, but they meet because, like, they're like, oh, this person has like a lot. Like, if they want to be in the same realm that they are in, and then they like start hanging out, and then like, I'm with this person. She's like, I don't know nothing about that.
I'm just talking about, like, before, I used to think it was so weird to like meet friends on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, we didn't grow up in that era of having social media.
That's true. And if you were talking to a stranger online, then it was like
online dating.
Something is that's weird. Yeah.
But now I feel like it's
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that. I think there are people online that, like, I follow them, they follow me, and it feels like I know them, but we've never met in person. Yeah. And like, if they're in town or something, like, I wouldn't, or if I saw them, I would be like, oh my gosh, like, hey, that's, you know, X, Y, and Z. And then if we could get coffee or something like that, I would be open to it.
Yeah.
Like,
have you made a friend from Instagram or social media, and like y'all been?
I'm sure I have
for years, and then y'all finally got out the chat, and
I feel like maybe I can't think of someone. Jenny?
Was it me?
Yeah. I was like,
you were the online stranger danger.
No, but because how did we really meet?
I don't know.
Online.
Was it online?
Online.
Yeah.
Like, we always knew that we were in the same area.
Yeah, we knew the same people.
And we knew the same people.
Yeah. We met online.
Right. Wow. Look at that. Circle.
It was always weird.
Oh, girl sitting right here. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Okay, so now that we established that friends are great, new friends are great, I would say, how often do you actually take inventory of your friends and like what type of friends you have? And then if you feel like, okay, I could use a little bit of this type of friend, do you pursue it?
I don't know if I've ever taken inventory, but I will say, like, this 2024 was a rough year for me.
Yeah.
And I really noticed that the people and the friends that were in my life were really present.
Yeah.
And I felt full.
Yeah.
So like I didn't necessarily take inventory, but I felt like, oh my God, I love my circle.
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all.
Yes.
And y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I think that's a really great answer. I think I have had moments like that where I'm like, okay, this feels really good and I need to nurture this so that I can continue it.
Yeah.
Because I've also recognized that I have been a bad friend where I'm not nurturing the relationships that make me feel good. So I think for me, my inventory has been like, okay, how can I reciprocate what they have given to me? And then also, even if I can't, communicating that. Because that's usually where things just go a little wry.
Yeah.
When you're like, I really don't have the space to reciprocate in this moment, but I want you to know that I love you and I care about you and that I'm like super grateful for you. But right now I'm on the struggle bus and I got a flat tire.
Yes.
Do you have a flat tire?
I'm going through a separation.
Oh.
I'm gonna say that out loud.
Okay.
I don't say it enough. I'm going through a separation.
That's good.
But I feel like with this separation, I feel like I've been blessed with more girl time. Because there was a point where I was very much so about my relationship first and what fit with our life. I'm trying to say this and also respect, honor, privacy. But I feel like oftentimes I wouldn't hang out with my friends like I wanted to because I was trying to please. Yes, boo.
I was just trying to help.
Yes. I was trying to please my partner because a lot of times I felt like if not all the time, and him and I just actually had this conversation about how I felt like if I would hang out with my friends too much, or if I wanted to, because I didn't hang out with my friends a lot, it felt like I was betraying him in a sense. But I pretty much said, like, a lot of times I felt like if I would go out with my friends, it was betrayal. And then when I would come home, you barely spoke to me. Or the next day I would get, like, the silent treatment. Or, like, you would never ask, like, how was your night, babe?
Yeah.
Like, what'd y'all do? It was very much so, like I felt like I was doing something wrong at my friends. And there was a point where I got it because I used to drink.
Yeah.
And so I would come home wasted. And he would be, like, barely walking to the door, like, I'm in the bed. I'm in the bed. And like, Chris, I get it in that sense.
I'm in the bed.
Very much so.
But like after I stopped drinking, I still felt like it was very much that energy. Like, I still, like, when he would go out with his friends, I'd be like, how was your night? What y'all do? Or like I would text him throughout the night. And when I was with my friends, it wasn't like what y'all doing? Like, it was just very, So it wasn't until we separated where first of all, I needed more girl time.
Yeah.
And also a lot of people showed up for me in ways that I could not like imagine for real or never expected. So I didn't have to take inventory. The people who were supposed to be in my life, or I feel like a lot of people could have turned on me for deciding to leave a relationship that no one knew wasn't serving me anymore.
That's great.
From the outside looking in, y'all look perfect. Y'all look so happy. Y'all are doing this, y'all are doing that. But so some people felt betrayed by that. But my friends
who
knew, and also some friends who didn't know, have showed up for me.
That's great.
And so I don't need to do inventory. I've been blessed, and I think God has blessed me with an amazing tribe right now. And the reason why I still stand and I'm here today and I'm not falling apart is because my tribe, you guys, and everyone else. So
yeah, that's really good. I actually have a question. Okay, because you just brought up a really great point, and I do feel like this happens a lot with women. Is they get in a relationship and all of a sudden,
I was about to say this morning.
All of a sudden, all the friends are gone, and then you're like, oh, I don't really need any friends because I got my man, and then God forbid, like something happened, and now it's like, oh my gosh, the people that I need, I don't have because I didn't prioritize them, or it's like the fact that you just put everything in this one person, you are neglecting like a piece of yourself in a sense. And so I guess for someone who actually is kind of like now hindsight bias or hindsight is 2020, what your advice will be. And then Jenny, I would love to know like what your thoughts on that are too.
Well, I was going to actually say something a little bit different because of what you said.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, when I got married and I became a mom, it was like I felt guilty. Like I felt
there's the
guilty
guilt.
for doing anything else other than being a wife and a mom.
Yeah.
And then I had a business at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, me and my husband had just, I don't know, we were talking one day about like how I didn't feel like myself and I feel like I don't know who I am. And all I do is, you know, cry.
Yeah.
You know, it's just,
Yeah.
it was a mess.
Yeah.
And he told me, well, babe, you don't have time to even get to know who you are. He was like,
that's good.
He was like, either you're here or you doing something for your business. He was like, why don't you just, you know, figure out what's good for you and what's not good for you so you can make more time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that gave me relief because I was like, oh, well, he don't think I should just
Be abundant
here and be like, what you need, mister? Yeah.
Master.
You
all right?
Yeah. So, and that was the previous year. So this year I felt a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
And people have been like, oh my God, you're having girl time. Like,
Yeah.
you must notice.
Yeah.
So that's been really, really good for me. So I think a lot of women maybe feel guilty too.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. The guilt does happen. I think it's more about how much you love yourself. And even if you feel like you love yourself, I don't think we know how much we don't.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you aren't really prioritizing yourself and when you're continuing to put everybody else and all your other titles in front of you and what you need and like what fills your cup, it's like, oh, I am depleted.
Yeah.
And so instead I'm, you know, passing it off as guilt, and it is guilt, but like it's guilt, it's a little bit of attachment because you don't want to let go of these things and you're afraid to lose them if you step away and take your eyes off of it because you don't trust the fact that what you've done so far is enough.
Yeah.
I think that that's a thing. Like you can't leave it. You know what I mean?
I think, which a lot of women can't do because when they get married, they're still learning so much about themselves. But I think if you set the tone when you get married, like, hey, babe, I love you. We good, but I'm going to have my girl time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that they can just get accustomed to it and they don't get used to you being there every 5 seconds for them 24/7 doing whatever they need. It won't be a hard shift when you decide I want girl time. I think it's better to when y'all first get married or just even when you're dating someone in general too, you make it known, I have friends. I'm going to hang out with my friends. I'm going to have that girl time. If there's time for you too, it doesn't mean that I love you any less. It just means I need my girl time and that's going to always remain in my life. So I think setting that tone initially is good. But then I was saying some people don't even know that they need to even set a tone for that.
Yeah.
So that's also hard if you have no awareness because like I didn't. A lot of people don't because you're just in that. We just got married. It's my boo. You know.
Then there's the flip side of it, though. There's the flip side of maybe you're not the person that is ghosting, but you have been ghosted. Like
friends?
Yeah, because they are in motherhood, their wifehood, all the things. Have you been? You're like, no, I'm the ghoster. Like, I'm the one that goes silent.
Definitely the ghoster.
I think maybe, and if it has happened, I never took it offensively.
Yeah,
because you were already so engulfed in your.
I never thought it was ghosting. I just thought, oh, they busy, they got kids, or they have a life, or whatever. So I never took it as ghosting. I don't take offense when people don't respond. I try not to. I'm not saying that I'm never, but I try not to because people have lives and you never know what they're going through that week or whatever. So I know.
That's great.
Yeah. You be getting mad.
No, I don't do that at all.
No, I didn't.
At all. I really don't.
No? Okay. All right. Well, I feel like this is a great time to transfer into our new segment, which we're going to do a little, activity because that's what it's all about. We talk about
activities.
Yeah, hobbies. And, that's where you meet your friends. So let's go do one.
Cool. Ow.
All right, you guys, that is a wrap. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can continue on the journey of becoming with Morgan Tyler.